What is up, fam? Agent O here with another action figure review, and today I have the Marvel Legends Infinite Series Guardians of the Galaxy Nova figure, which was actually kind of a little hard to find, so I'm gonna first off give a shout out to a friend of mine who actually found this figure for me. He just happened to be at Wally World and happened to see it and gave me a ring and was like, yo, do you still need this? And I was like, hell yeah, can you pick it up for me? I'll pay you back. And he did, and now it's right here for your reviewing pleasure. So, you know, you already know who you are, so I'm not gonna say your name, put your name all out there and everything, but you know, thanks a lot, B, you came through. And without further ado, I want to review this figure. So first off, we're just going to start right off the bat with posability. And you know, he's got your standard Marvel Legends posability, ball joint, ball swivel joints, the bicep swivels in the right place. I like when the bicep swivels up here with the deltoid, looks great. You know, double jointed arms, double jointed knees. It's got really good extent. He's got decent extension. It's not like super good, but he's got a decent extension with the kick, with the, you know, wide stance kicks and all that. One thing though I do want to point out though is a lot of his joints, and this is like right out the package, a lot of his joints are like really loose. Like his bicep swivel joints are loose. His ankles are kind of loose. The ankle rockers are kind of loose. And you know, his head is loose, but it's decent. It works fine. I don't know, it was just odd. Like this arm feels like it's gonna fall off. It's so damn loose, but it's whatever. You know, he also has wrist swivel. You can tilt the hands, but you know, the cuff of this of his armor kind of gets in the way of his wrist armor. And he has fist rotation also. Other thing I wanted to point out though is I kind of wish this figure had a forearm swivel. You know, most Marvel Legend figures do. Some don't, some do and some don't. I kind of wish this figure had come with it, because I was trying to do that pose when I was taking some pictures where you know, you've seen the artwork. It was one of the covers when they first introduced this design, and he had his fists up and he had his head kind of bowed down a little bit, and these were pointing like this way in front of his body. I found the picture and I'll put it into the video so you know which piece of artwork I'm talking about. And I wanted to reenact that with this figure because I really do dig the sculpt of this guy. His legs look like they're from, like the thighs look like they're from the Bucky Cat body, which they probably are, I'm not sure. But you know, his chest looks like it's pretty much a brand new sculpt from what I can tell. You know, I can't think of anything that this could have came from. You know, could be a modified, you know, regular body sculpt. You know, and the arms could definitely be off the Bucky Cat body also, you know, with the added forearm armor pieces. But I mean, I think it works well, you know, especially with all the sculpting on his torso with the armor, and you know, you've got the little Nova Corps symbol on the back. I dig this design. It's simple and it works really well. You know, also you know, without jumping into the paint apps and stuff, but I think this metallic blue finish really helps, you know, sell his makes it look like it's just more armor, instead of it just being a suit, like, you know, like spandex or something, because you know, he's flying around in space. I really like this head sculpt. You know, I like how the Nova Corps symbol kind of protrudes off of his helmet. I think that looks really good. Yeah, I mean, they just did a good job. Like, as far as I can tell, the head is a brand new sculpt, obviously. I don't think they used I mean, I can't tell where the actual face is from. Maybe somebody out there might know. If you do know, just chime on in the comments or something. But aside from that, you know, the paint app wise, you know, since he's casting this all blue, you know, he's only got the gold and the light blue paint apps on his body. And I kind of wish they, once again, you know, Marvel Legends, they they kind of fail at painting their figures. Like, painting goes a long way to making your figure look like $1,000,000. And you know, you see it with the customizers when they take a really shitty figure that was, or a good figure that was painted really shitty, and they repaint it and it looks great. But you know, I'm paying for this so that I don't have to do all that. I'm not a customizer. I don't want to go down that route, you know, like hardcore. So you know, it'd be nice when you buy a figure, you know, when you see where stuff is supposed to be a certain color, it's that certain color all the way. And like the gold on his chest and on his shoulders, it works. It's like just enough paint. Like you can still tell that there's blue underneath it because they didn't put enough layers, but it's like just enough. You know, they could have easily did one more coat and it would have been perfect. Because even though it's gold, it still does look a bit greenish. Maybe my camera might not pick it up, but it does look a bit greenish. You also have some bleeding here on his pec and on the shoulder with the shoulder swivel. I got pictures and I'll show you, you know, through that way. And on his side where you've got the gold stripe, it just looks like it could have used another layer of paint on there. Same thing on the other side. Could have used some more paint. But you know, it is what it is, and this is the quality we have to, you know, we deal with Marvel. Now on to one other thing I forgot to point out about the posability is these shoulder swivels for the shoulder pads. This is actually a pretty good idea, and I like the fact that they did this. I think it works. It works for what it is. It would have been even better had they put a ball joint where the swivel arm connects to the shoulder pad. That way you could have got a little bit more range of motion, or they could have even gotten away with using less plastic by just using a double ball joint on a, you know, like a double barbell ball joint. So you have a ball joint connecting into the shoulder and one connecting into the shoulder pad. And you could have used less plastic, since Hasbro's all about saving money and not using them enough plastic. You know, they could have gotten that off, and it wouldn't look so pronounced. You could actually hide the shoulder pad swivel, you know, through a couple ball joints. So that would have been cool if they had pulled that off. You know, you see it all the time with Bandai Japanese figures and whatnot. So, you know, maybe that's something for them to do next time. I don't know. But anyway, also back to the paint apps. I also dug, you know, the head, obviously, because they didn't have to do a whole lot. So what they did do looks good. And you can't really see with my camera, but I got pics where they actually painted in a blue line in his eyes to give his eyes some more definition. Because otherwise his eyes would have looked a little lost and a little blank just having the white eyes. So I think that little bit of blue paint they put on to give the eyeball some form really went a long way to helping the head look, you know, that much better. But like, I'm gonna keep this short because there really isn't that much to talk about. I had, like, you know, aside from the posability issues, when I was taking pictures and posing this guy and playing around with him, I noticed this hand was like adhered to the, I don't know whether it was due to the paint, but it was adhered to the forearm armor, and I had to pull it and separate it. And I don't know if you can see with my camera, but once again, I've got pictures to show what I'm talking about. You can actually see where the armor was attached to the hand, so that was kind of a downer. But luckily, you know, it covers it up pretty good. You know, it's this figure overall. I mean, this figure is all right. It's not bad. You know, the joints could have been a lot tighter, and they could have refrained from using these gummy joints again. You know, I shouldn't be able to bend this much, you know, and get that much play with the knee joints. Same thing with the elbow joints. You know, they just need to go back to the old joints, the old, you know, double joints that they had that were made out of the harder plastic with this figure, and it would just be a hell of a lot better. You know, he stands pretty good, he poses pretty good. nothing really stands out to me that was overly horrible about this guy. He's actually pretty decent, and you know, aside from some bleeding paint apps, you know, he's not a bad figure. Yeah, that's gonna pretty much do it. I got nothing overly critical to add. It's, if you're looking for, you know, if you're looking for a Nova figure, this would definitely be the one to get, because this is the best design. This is the best Nova's looked in a long time. So yeah, I mean, definitely add this to your collection, you know, especially if you're into the, you know, cosmic space parts of, you know, the Marvel comic universe. Then yeah, definitely get this figure, because this is about as good as it's gonna get for Hasbro and the Marvel Legends line. So yeah, that's gonna do it. I'm Agent O, and I'm out. Peace. And one more thing I forgot to mention during the Jubilee review, that I have an extra Build-A-Figure Jubilee right arm that comes with that Cyclops figure that you can get just about anywhere. So, but if you don't want that arm, if you don't want the Cyclops figure, I mean, then hit me up in the comments, and maybe we can work out a trade or sale. You know, sale wise, you know, I can sell it for $7 to $10 with shipping included, because I'm not really trying to scalp anybody. I think that's a pretty fair price. As far as for trade, I'm really looking for a right leg Sentinel Build-A-Figure piece, because that's the last piece I need in order to finish my Sentinel figure. I'd really like to have that complete in my collection. So yeah, if you got an extra right leg Sentinel that you're willing to part with because you don't have any other use for it, then hit me up in the comments and we can work something out. Or if you just want to pay $7 to $10 for it, then that's fine too. So yeah, that's gonna pretty much do it. Let me know what you want. Let me know what you're interested in, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.